Hi, I'm Kaite Welsh and I'm here with Kaitlyn Alexander, who is the star of Carmilla. If you haven't seen it and you've worn out your Buffy DVDs, go on YouTube. It's the lesbian vampire show that you've been waiting for. So, Kaitlyn, how much more can you tell me about Carmilla?
How much more can I tell you? It is... I don't know how much I can tell you. I can't say spoilers because they'll like fire me and that'll be bad. It's like the queer show that I always wanted when I was growing up, and I got to be a part of it, and I was like, I need to do this full out. There's non-binary representation, there's girls that like girls and it's not a coming out story. It's just this giant action-y Buffy meets Veronica Mars meets
Welcome to Night Vale.
Welcome to Night Vale and Lizzie Bennet Diaries, like all rolled into one, like, and in 4-minute episodes because we like to torture people and make them wait.
It's based on the 18th century novella by Sheridan Le Fanu.
Yes.
Had you read that before you started the show?
I had, and I had like read it like 2 months before I actually got the call for the show, and then they were like, oh, this call for Carmilla, and I was like, that's strange, I just read something, and then I read it and I was like, this is Carmilla, and I was like, I need to go to this audition. Yeah.
So you play La Fontaine.
Yes.
Did you audition for that part in the first place?
I did. I originally auditioned for La Fontaine, which is fun. Yeah.
So La Fontaine is, from what we can tell during the show, is probably the process of coming out as genderqueer or non-binary.
Mm-hmm.
Was that something you knew coming in?
It wasn't something I knew in the actual auditions, but as soon as I got the part, I got like a very lengthy email from both of the writers, like explaining a lot of backstory and stuff. And they explained that La Fontaine is genderqueer and uses they and them pronouns, and like they haven't had that discussion with anybody in the show yet, but yeah. So it was something I knew from the start, something I was super, super excited to get to be a part of because I hadn't really seen a lot of it in any media, so. Yeah.
There's been a massive, massive fan reaction, all incredibly positive.
Yeah.
How did that make you feel? Were you surprised at kind of how big a cult following it's got?
Very surprised. There's something that Steph, the producer, said. Somebody was like, don't count your lesbians before they hatch, like when we started. Like that was something that was actually told to us, and I was like, well, we'll have like a small audience, like maybe like 300 views, like it'll be fun, it'll be a nice little family. And then
how many is it now?
We're like 4.5 million views for the entire series right now. And yeah, one day on Tumblr it just exploded and just like blew up, and I was shocked, and I'm still shocked, but the fans are so lovely. So
because you had a meetup with the UK fans yesterday.
Yeah, I was expecting 5 people to show up. I was like, hey guys, I'm coming to the UK. Want to meet with me? And then like 50 plus people showed up. And I got to meet all of them and like hug them and like talk to them. And that was never something I thought I'd get to do in my life. So it was fun. Yeah.
Because you've been kind of on the other side of the kind of the fandom before.
Yeah.
So how different is it being the person people are squeeing about?
I try not to think of myself like that. I call myself like, I don't know, like a fangirl who ended up on the other side of things by accident. And I'm still a fangirl. Like I write fan fiction for the show, and I'm squeeing with everybody else over stuff. And it's not that different, to be honest. It's nice to have gotten in on the ground level and like really be able to interact with the fans, because I've never had that experience being a fangirl, so I'm trying to like provide it as much as I can with everybody.
Because La Fontaine was really a hit with viewers from the start. Why do you think that is?
Because they're just badass. Like they just like are so fiercely loyal and brave and just that friend that everybody wants. And I really think that might be why they're so popular. I don't know.
They're quite Willow-esque in a way, in the ginger and science nerds and badass sidekicks. Who'd win in a fight?
Oh, La Fontaine, definitely. La Fontaine would go down swinging. It would be great.
One of the biggest relationships you've got on screen is with Perry. We're never entirely sure if is that just a friendship or is it maybe something more?
Who knows? They've been friends since they were 5 years old, so they're very, very close. We haven't talked about anything with the writers, so I don't really know. I ship it, so like,
Yeah, it's so hard.
so like, if it's gonna happen, I'm gonna make it happen. So there you go.
Because the first series I know is coming to an end in a couple of episodes' time.
Yeah, next week. Yeah.
Do we know if there's going to be a second series yet?
We don't know yet. We're gonna find out as soon as everybody else does. So we're all like fingers crossed. So hopefully, yeah.
This isn't your first brush with YouTube fame, because you've been posting videos for a while, as Realistic say. If you haven't checked them out, you really need to. Especially the gin-themed interviews with the Carmilla cast. But why does gin play such a large role in your YouTube fame?
So how that happened is really ridiculous. I was having Sharon Bell, who plays Danny, over to do like some fan questions, and she like brought gin, and she was like, "We should have a drink." And then I went, "Okay." And then we were like editing it, and I was like, well, "What do I call this video?" And I was like, "Well, we drank gin, and it was an interview, so like, ginterview. That's a great pun." And then it just kind of ended up being a thing. And now it's a thing that I do all the time.
What's your favourite brand of gin?
Oh, whatever people buy me.
That's a good answer.
Yeah. It's like I will drink any kind of gin as long as it's free.
Yeah. So you've updated YouTube with some of your slam poetry and some of your music as well. Are you an actor who does poetry and music? Or how do you define yourself?
I define myself as a person with a camera and a whole lot of time on my hands. So I've always done slam poetry, and I've done music for like 12 years. So it's just kind of something that I just love doing, and acting is something I love doing too. So I'm just kind of like a whole mishmash of things rolled into one. I don't know. It's fun.
And I know you've written plays in college. Is there anything, would you ever like to write for Carmilla? Could we trust you?
No, don't trust me at all. If I wrote for Carmilla, I'd probably make Jordan Hall and Ellen look like the nicest people in the world. And they are like Joss Whedon-esque, so like you can imagine it would be pretty bad.
If you do start watching Carmilla, be warned, bad things happen to the characters in really good ways, and it will break your heart.
That sounds about right.
I'm still reading from last night's episode, which I literally just watched, so yeah.
I was with the Cream Puffs when the meetup yesterday, and it went from like being a really great time to everybody sobbing. Like there was just a group of 40 people just sobbing, and I was like, I don't know how to handle this. But that's like when you know you've done something, when people like care about what's happening. So be warned. It's a fun time. It's a good experience.
Aside from Carmilla, is there anything else you really want to do in the next couple of years?
I've been doing everything that I really wanted to do. I just want to continue making YouTube videos. That's pretty much...
Would you write your own web series?
I am in the process of doing that right now.
Can you tell us any more?
I cannot at the moment. It's in the very early stages, but I have like a fully planned thing. So hopefully I can get that off the ground. We'll see. Yeah.
Vlogging's really exploded as a medium in the past couple of years.
Yeah.
Have you been surprised at how it's taken off?
Not really. I think like vlogging's just the most personal experience you can have in terms of like person with camera kind of thing. Like I think it's very open and very honest, and I think that it's something we didn't really have before. There was always like some sort of like shield. And so like in that term, I'm not surprised that it's exploded. I think it's nice.
Do you have any tips for would-be vloggers?
Just be yourself. Nobody's gonna want to watch you try and be somebody else. If you're just honest in yourself and genuine, everybody has like awesome aspects of themselves. Everybody has like great things that they can bring to the table, and bringing that, I think, is what makes a successful vlog. But I don't know.
I know you were involved in the First Gay Hug project as well a little while back. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, I was still in university actually when that happened. And Sarah and Adriana, who run the Gay Women channel, just contacted me and were like, hey, we want you to do this video. Do you want to be a part of it? And I was like, first gay hug, yeah, that sounds great. And we went in and filmed, and...
Because that's 15 homophobic people hugging gay strangers.
Yes. It was an experience. It was fun. It was seeing the final cut. I was like, I might have gotten stuck with one of the best people that was there. But it was a good experience. I think it was a good video. I'm glad to have been asked to be a part of it. So. Yeah.
Plus, with your work with the Gay Women channel and Carmilla, obviously a lot of the stuff you've been doing is very queer.
Yeah.
Have you had any backlash to that? Or have you found yourself kind of coming out in ways you hadn't expected to? Or to people you hadn't expected to?
I found like it's been very dangerous for me, like, to make the decision to do it, just because like my immediate family knows, but like my extended family doesn't. So it's been a very like, hey, extended family, don't go on the internet ever. So like people suddenly like that would never have spoken to me before and been like, hey, you were in this video thing, and I'm like, yeah. And so it's like opened up. I can be a lot more open about everything now, which is nice. So, yeah.
Aside from Carmilla, is there any other web series that people should watch?
Any other web series?
There's some fantastic stuff going on.
There are so many good ones. I watch so many that I'm just like, my brain is like listing them. Frankenstein MD was happening. That series is finished. I've really enjoyed that one. Just because of science. I'm like a huge fan of science, so anything science related is great. Ask Alice is pretty good.
Oh yeah.
The one that's based off Beatrice and Benedict, I can't think of the name of the series. It's like based off of Shakespeare.
Yeah, we're no good at this, sorry.
It's so good though.
Yeah, it's
that
fantastic.
one. That was really big, but
just
one.
go on YouTube and look for Much Ado About Nothing.
Yeah.
And it's set in Australia.
Oh yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really well
just
done.
Google Much Ado About Nothing, YouTube, Australia.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah. So those are some.
Yeah. So do you have any plans post this series of Carmilla?
Just keep working, hopefully. That's the main goal. Yeah. So.
And do you have any messages for the rest of your fans in the UK?
Oh, but anybody that I didn't get to meet, I'm sorry. I would travel all over the UK, but I don't have that kind of money. So I just think everybody's lovely. I think all the cream puffs are lovely. I think the support that everybody's been giving each other, like even in the fan base, everybody's been such a good support for each other and for the show. So like, thank you. Thank you so much. You've made this so possible. And yeah.
So cross your fingers for season 2 of Carmilla. In the meantime, catch up with Kaitlyn on YouTube as Realistic Say, or anywhere else on the internet, because you're everywhere.
I'm everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah. Tumblr, Instagram, Twitter, all over.
Yeah. Yeah, all of those.
And then go and watch Carmilla from the start and get your heart broken all over again.
Yeah.